What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of a Jeremy and Trang podcast, the emergency podcast. It's 2:50 right now. We are about 10 minutes away from the trade deadline being over, and a lot has absolutely happened. This morning, we had a few crash outs. I don't know how you feel, Jeremy, about that. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see if anything happens in the next 10 minutes, live reaction. But go ahead, Jeremy.
What a day. What a day this has been for Padre fans, for baseball fans all over the world. One of the most exciting days as a fan of this sport. Insane things are happening. Too many things to even really digest at this time. I feel like it's going to take a few hours for us to really grasp all that's transpired today. I'm literally, as we're recording this, the Padres are trading for Nestor Cortez from the Brewers. Walk-off grand slam to Freddie Freeman last year. I don't know how I feel about that. Dustin May is going to the Dodgers. That's kind of crazy. I don't know.
For what
There's just a
money
lot
he's
happening.
worth
There's just a
already.
lot
Yeah.
happening. Train. This is a big day for fans everywhere. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling about the state of our team, the state of the sports? What's going on in your head right now?
Well, I mean, I started off
Holy
being such a
crap, dude! Nestor Cortez in our rotation. Dustin May to the Dodgers. What is happening right now? Are they going to trade Cease? Are we?
what are you hearing? What are
Dude,
you
Campusano's still in the organization. I don't know if he's involved in this trade from the Brewers. Dude, if the Brewers are trading Nestor Cortez, he must be not that good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cut you off. Please continue. You were going to say. I'm just a little excited about the big day today. Go ahead.
Jerry, that wasn't really anything to be so crazy over. But
I just
anyway,
like
thanks
when
for
trades happen.
okay, well, thanks for interrupting me.
Hmm.
But like I was saying, yeah, I think I thought this trade line was gonna be very slow and boring. That's how it seemed like it was starting off. And even yesterday, it was just like we're less than 48 hours away and nothing was clearly happening at all. But today, oh, it was a heater hour after hour. Like it was nonstop. And there's a lot of crazy stuff that's happening. I've seen like obviously contending teams getting what they want, and I've seen the Mets go after what they want or what they needed. Phillies too. Angels were a little surprising because I don't know why they're buying. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on. And listen, there's a lot of things we got to break down about our team because obviously, like I said earlier in the morning, it seemed terrible. Terrible. We all crashed out, wondering what Preller was doing. We were yelling at Preller. And then it just started getting better. But you want to start us off with this morning's trade?
Yeah, I'll just skim over these last 24 hours or so. I think Dennis Lin wrote an article talking about how the Padres were still interested in Jaron Duran, Stephen Kwan, and Mason Miller. And so when that article dropped, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Preller's big game hunting. We're going all in. This is going to be crazy." And then as the night went on, that kind of cooled off, and nothing took place in the evening. And then this morning comes around, still nothing happening, and then it drops. Mason Miller to San Diego for Leo DeVries. Leo DeVries, the top three prospect in baseball, top prospect for
Yeah.
San Diego. Initial reaction, a little mixed, kind of a mixed bag. Probably a little more slightly on the negative than the positive, but Mason Miller is an amazing closer, awesome player to have, control for years to come. I had it in my head that a Leo DeVries trade would involve like a top 10 player in the sport, like an Acuna or even like a Matt Olson
Yeah.
from the Braves, like it would net us our next best player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not quite what we've got in Mason Miller. An insanely good reliever, but still a reliever. So I liked certain parts of that, and then we got JP Sears as well, and we gave up some other pitchers. Who knows what they're going to turn into, but JP Sears is kind of nothing, kind of similar to like this Nestor Cortez. I hope he doesn't get a ton of important innings
I
down
know.
the stretch here. And then we move into what was it, the late morning, early afternoonish. We swing a trade for a catcher from the Royals for two pitchers on our current roster, I think, in
Yeah.
Pollock and Burgert, who
Burgers.
have shown
Yeah.
flashes this year as solid starting pitchers. And that's the one that really kind of put a negative spin on the day to that point. They were serviceable pitchers, in my opinion, guys
Yeah.
who we could theoretically use in big games down the stretch here. And to get another glove first catcher when we were so desperate for offense, I was not like super stoked about that. he's definitely an improvement over what we've got, which is great. But at the time, I was kind of like, not gonna do backflip. I'm not gonna flip out of my chair in
Oh
excitement
gosh,
for that one.
please don't.
Um, but then the big trade came into play, which was us getting Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano from the Orioles.
Yeah,
Both
but
players
before,
having, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, but keep going. But before you get into that, like, can we like I want to just go back and like add on to
Yes,
the first morning trade though.
yes,
Yeah, I Mason, like, listen, I feel like people have the wrong idea. I like the trade. I like the
hmm
Mason Miller trade. Like, I like that. But for me, giving up three pitchers, I feel like was enough for him. But I feel like adding Leo to it, I feel like that's so much more value than just getting JP Sears back. And
right,
I've said this. I said, the ceiling to me, even last night when Heyman tweeted at like, I don't know, whatever night was, and I quote tweeted and I said,
Mhm.
okay, but does this trade come with Shea Langoliers, right? And obviously it didn't. But I feel like if we're putting Leo in with the other, it's not, JP Sears shouldn't be that ceiling. It should have been
Yeah,
Shea Langoliers, And then obviously great catcher, great bat. That would have been like a 2-in-1 combo for us
sure,
already. But I just feel like it's not me losing Leo. It's the fact that he had so much value to just whatever haul we got back was not enough. And that's the
exactly,
thing. Like I'm not hurting over losing Leo, but it's like, man, if you're gonna trade him away, get more value out of that. And then
right.
moving on to the Royals trade too, like that
hmm
right there, I'm just like you said, I agree. Like Kolek and Bert back end depth. They've actually helped us carry when King and Darvish and now even Musgrove and stuff are out. Like we didn't have anybody but them, and they've been carrying and they've been doing well. They look promising to us, and that's something that we may need just in case Darvish obviously gets hurt again, or King, or there's more setbacks into our rotation. But God, giving up for somebody that has an OPS under 7 and is reaching 30 years or is 30 years old, like I don't know. Like, and I
Yeah,
don't care if there's like 4 year of team control or whatever it is. It doesn't wow me.
yeah. It's hard to get super excited about that one. Royals fans seem to really like him. They were pretty bummed to see that move go down. Obviously, he's blocked from being a starter, or at least the main starter in that organization, with
Yeah.
Salvador Perez being their main catcher. So they got a good deal for him for sure. So at that point in the day, we're kind of feeling like, I don't know about all this, man. We've already given up a
Mm-hmm.
ton, haven't really addressed these issues in our lineup so far.
Holes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the big one comes, the trade for Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano, two players that are having great seasons in Baltimore on
Mm-hmm.
the struggling Baltimore team. Now Baltimore is a hitter's park, a little more friendly for hitters there, so I think
Yeah.
it's fair to expect their numbers to decline slightly coming in here. But they're also moving into probably a better lineup too. So they're going to have
Yes.
more protection, more opportunities to score runs, and to run scoring opportunities. So uh, it's interesting. Laureano was never super high on my list before this year, but considering what we've been rolling out in the outfield and the season he's having this year, he should do very well. And then Ryan O'Hearn is a solid first baseman.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, that's going to give a huge boost to our lineup. And so it's 1 minute from three. And what I will say as we're recording this, it is possible some trades were agreed to before the deadline and won't be announced until
A few
several
minutes
minutes,
after. Mm-hmm.
even an hour afterwards.
Yeah.
So there's still a chance that there's going to be some announcements here. But as it stands, it looks like Dylan Cease is going to stay on the Padres.
Suarez is still on the Padres.
Suarez is still here. I'll be doing my victory laps about Campusano, who's still in the organization somehow, some
Oh, I
way.
can't believe there's 301 hits and Campy is gone.
That's insane. I already essentially said my goodbyes, and he's still here. So, wow.
I don't know.
Call
I
him
don't
up,
know how he's
baby.
making it. I don't know how he's making it alive.
White Sox are not trading Roberts. Looks like Juan is staying, Duran is staying, Alcantara is staying. So a
Which
lot
is
of
so
those big
surprising to
names.
me.
Yeah, it looks like the Yankees are getting Duvall from
Oh, wow.
the Giants. He's pretty good. Yankees were super active.
They are, yeah.
And then we swung another trade for an infielder from the Blue Jays for
Wagner, was it? Or
Willie
Willie
Wagner.
Wagner?
And
I honestly don't know much about him.
I've honestly never heard of that guy before.
Okay.
The
Okay.
stats seem pretty unimpressive. A depth move, a bench piece.
Yeah.
I wonder maybe they see him as an upgrade for Iglesias, perhaps, or people were saying when that trade went down that maybe like Cronenworth was on the move somewhere.
Yeah.
That would be kind of a saying. I feel like Cronenworth is a pretty like integral part of the clubhouse,
Hmm.
so that never made a ton of sense to me. So and then this Cortez move for Brandon Lockridge. I don't know if we mentioned that as well. So I don't know if
Oh, so
that's
it's
a
for Lockridge. I missed that
yeah.
one.
So
Okay.
probably not a huge loss. They're gonna have
I
to
just
be
don't like Nestor Cortez just doesn't drive me.
yes.
This kind of sounds like Preller's just having too much fun right now, and he's just like, oh, you know what? This is available. I'm just gonna get rid of this to gain this because
Why
was
not?
it?
Just like closing his eyes and like pressing the button kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Was Nestor Cortez was that was the Yankees Brewers switch, right?
Yes,
With Ben
yes,
Mullins. Yeah. And
yes.
honestly, I don't think they both really worked out for both teams, right? In the beginning.
Yeah. I haven't heard about Devin Williams in a while, but I know he's
Yeah.
struggling at the beginning of the year. And then I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything about Cortez this year. I can't imagine he's doing that good.
I remember wasn't Cortez didn't he give up like four back-to-back home runs in an inning this season when was it against the
Oh my.
Yankees when he faced the Yankees? He's terrible, I
Okay,
think.
so he's only pitched 8 innings this year. So obviously he's like either hurt or in the minors or something.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah,
those eight
because
innings, he did not do very well.
I remember one of the games, obviously he was facing Yankees on his first two starts against when he was with the Brewers. And I
Mhm.
remember it was like back-to-back home runs in one of those innings. I remember it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Uh,
That's why this trade is kind of weird to me. I don't.
Yeah. That Freeman Grand Slam, that's like a
Oh,
career ender kind of thing for
yeah,
Cortez. Like
yeah,
he's never going to live that down.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So another trade spilling in past the deadline here, not for us, but the Rays are acquiring a reliever, Griffin Jacks, um, which is
Oh, that
odd
was
because it kind of seemed I thought the Rays were selling.
yeah. I feel like they sell every season or after.
Right.
Yeah,
Dang. I really was hoping they'd swing a deal for Buxton, and I know you were too.
yeah, because it just feels the Twins look like they're just stripping down after
Yes,
Correa move. And then who else just left? I feel like two more guys just got rid of too, and it's just like, wow, you just
it
have
definitely had
Bucks. Yeah,
it had that fire sale feel to it.
yeah. The fire. It's like a fire sale, but it's like, wow, like why? You already know there's not a contending team,
Mhm.
and there's like a quote unquote fire sale it looks like, and then the Buxton wants to stay as well. It's like, come on, man. Like, I get it, but it's like, okay, ugh. But I
Right.
mean, obviously, what are we gonna do with Buxton if we already got Laureano and was it
That's
Warren?
true. I guess there's probably
Yeah.
no room for him, but whatever, as long as he's happy. So the trade deadline is essentially over. What a day that was. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Are like Blue Jays acquiring Louis Varland from the Twins? Yeah, see, the Twins are just they're giving away everyone,
Yeah. So it's
um,
like,
except for Buxton.
and
Yeah, how are you feeling?
after
What are your thoughts? You excited? You happy? A little
so I'm
underwhelmed?
excited. I'm excited for us for
Mm,
sure. Obviously we're on a what, a 5 game winning streak,
yeah.
5 winning streak, which is very surprising because that I think it was the Friday prior to was it the St. Louis game in
Mhm.
St. Louis?
Yep.
That Pavetta game was absolutely terrible. I was just fed up. I was like, I'm just gonna start talking about football because there's no way we only had one. We were 1 for 10 with running scoring position, and then we hit 10 and didn't score any runs. I was like, what is this? We're against the Cardinals right now, and I obviously feel so bad for Pavetta. I feel like whenever it's his start, they cannot produce at all,
Yeah.
right? But at least the next 4 or 5 games were hit and runs, which is real baseball being played. And obviously, these additions, I'm very excited about. Like,
Yeah.
probably nailed it at the end. Kudos to him.
It's funny, after we dropped the series to the Marlins and then lost those first two games against the Cardinals, like the vibes were as low as they've been all
Yeah.
season. People were talking like, hey man, this team should probably sell, blah blah blah. And then baseball's just so funny. We rattle off these 5 wins. The vibes are through the roof again. Sweep a
We're
really
back.
good Mets team. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I tweeted a GIF. It's like sometimes you just got to say it's over before you realize that we're back.
which is fair.
Looks like yeah. So Mackenzie Gore is not being traded, but the Padres pushed
Oh,
for him apparently.
wow, really?
So that maybe that's when we pivoted to Cortez. Quite the downgrade, but
I don't understand that move.
uh,
But it was only Lockridge to court like
apparently, yeah.
oh, that's not worth
So
anything. That's for
yeah.
free.
What was I saying?
How everybody wanted us to probably
Yes,
sell after the
sell
last,
and now rattle off 5 wins, get to the trade deadline, make some crazy moves, and with this bullpen, we've had these four horsemen for a lot of the season that are really kind of coming into form. Adding this fifth horseman, these starters for a lot of these games, at least in like these playoff series, they're really only going to need to go 5 innings unless they're dominating.
mm-hmm.
Um, you don't need to push it like a third time through the lineup, which could bode well for someone like Cease, who seems to always have like that one really bad inning or two really bad
Yeah,
innings. If he can like find a way to like push that bad inning, I don't know, further away, like after the third or fourth inning, we'd be in good shape after that if assuming our
yeah,
offense scores a couple runs, just avoid getting blown up in those first couple innings and we should be okay.
yeah.
Um,
Like
yeah,
get us to
so
6 innings somehow.
yeah. Uh, so what do you think? What do you think's next? I mean, we have three catchers now, so somebody's got to go. I have no idea what like our 40 man looks like, but that's going to need some shuffling probably as well.
Yeah, I that's what I was like, but that's the only reason. Well, okay. At first, I thought that was gonna be the packet where Campy will move, right?
Hmm.
Because we are loaded now. But then for a second, I just wonder if, well, like because Salas is still here. Ethan Salas is still
Yes.
like not here, but
Yes.
he didn't get traded away. So at first, I'm just like, do is Diaz and Maldonado being just kept still because I think he still believes in Ethan Salas, right? I need your thoughts on that too because yeah, I'm like I wonder.
Think I think they would have traded Ethan Salas today if
Hmm.
he was healthy, regardless of
Yeah,
how he was playing this year or what his projections look like. I don't think teams wanted to take a chance on a young player with a broken back without
yeah,
knowing
that's true.
how he was going to heal, how he was going to respond, and maybe until they see him actually like hit with some like
Yeah,
consistency and have some success in that realm, which he hasn't yet. So yeah, I mean Salas is here to stay for now. I mean he didn't play at all this year. He's still, I think, a year or two away at least, assuming he does progress offensively.
yeah.
We have three catchers on the major league roster. I got to think they're going to let um, Maldonado or
Maldonado.
Diaz go. I don't.
Yeah,
It's kind of like splitting hairs between those two. I really don't.
they're
One is like,
similar.
yeah, a ton better than the other. I think one of them you let go, and then maybe you just keep Campusano in AAA for the rest of the year, just in case one of the new major leaguers gets hurt somehow as a last resort type thing. So yeah, did we traded Valenzuela, who we talked about last week on the
Yeah,
pod, who I was shocked to find how his numbers weren't very good at all.
yeah.
And we got an infielder out of him, so that's nice. So I don't know. Let's see.
I
Just trying to see
looking at
anything else good.
the new catcher. Oh, sorry, looking at the new catcher that we acquired. How do you pronounce his last name? I don't want to
Furman,
butcher it.
Fermin,
Fermin,
uh,
Fermin, Fermin,
Fermenton.
Fermented, Fermented. Yeah, I think I was like looking at his number. His defense is just the same as Elias Diaz, right?
Yeah,
And his bat isn't that great either.
yeah.
So
I think
it's just
I
like we're just getting addition, like a trio of them.
it doesn't feel like we're getting like defensively. He's not an Austin Hedges. He's not like some people were saying certain things he does defensively are really good. I think it's like he catches runners really well. He's got a good arm and like
Okay,
pop time. I
we
think his
need
framing
that.
is okay. Yeah, I
Okay,
think some people said defensively he's actually pretty good. Um, but I don't know. I mean, how do you even quantify like catching metrics like that? Like until we
yeah,
see it, I think it's going to be hard.
yeah, it's a visual thing. Um, yeah, but it For a second, it just sounded like, dang, it's a trio. They're like triplets. The numbers are gonna be like triplets, but
Yeah,
we will see.
exactly. I hope
Yeah.
someone tweeted this earlier. I hope this is not the case where we keep both or three catchers on the roster. That would be
Yeah.
a waste of resources. They can always move Maldonado to the coaching staff if they think what he has
Yeah.
to say is so important and so crucial to what they do every day. So apparently the Red Sox were pushing for Joe Ryan, but they never got close. Dylan Cease is staying on the Padres this year. And we talked about that last week as well, where I felt that there was more value in trying to get the most out of Cease while we have him, rather than trading him while his value is so low and getting whatever we got for him, which was
Yeah.
probably like a bench piece, some young hitter. There's a player for the Astros that was being thrown around. I think Melton was like a
Hmm.
24-year-old, kind of like AAA, bouncing between AAA and the majors kind of thing. He's hitting like low 200s. I can't remember, a couple home runs maybe. Nothing that you would want in your lineup as you're making the push for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Potentially good in the future, but just not someone who I'd want to, you know, go for currently.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so also with everybody that we acquired today, like the bats, where do you see or how do you see the lineup going?
It's funny you ask. I have it right here. This is just based on how they've done things so far. Now, this might not be how I would do it, but if I had to guess, this is the lineup that I'd expect for tomorrow or most days. So Tatis leading off right field. That seems to be
Okay.
a common theme. Below him, Luis Ariz, DH. He's off the
Oh,
field
okay.
now. He's just worried about hitting. Machado is at third, hitting third. Ryan O'Hearn is our new cleanup hitter, first baseman. Um, he's hitting fourth. Xander is in the fifth hole, shortstop. Merrill is hitting sixth, center field. Laureano will be in left field, hitting seventh. Cronenworth is going to be at second base, hitting eighth. And then Fermin is catching, hitting ninth. What do you think about that?
I think you nailed it. I don't have any
Yeah,
questions. I
yeah,
like
I
that the
think,
bottom of the lineup feels a little like a lot stronger, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there's no like noticeable, discernible holes in that lineup. Everyone
Yeah.
has, is capable. Maybe not everyone is amazing, but everyone is serviceable. And yeah, that Orioles trade by far was the winner of the day. I think just
Yeah.
based on what
That was
we gave up
thoughtful.
and what we got, that's a home run in my opinion.
An upgrade to the bench too.
Yeah, so with that, I think Sheets is probably going to move to the
To the
bench.
bench. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe him and Laureano platoon, but I don't know. I think Laureano's like a pretty good outfielder.
Yeah.
He's having like a considerably better season than Sheets is having this year. So I feel like you got to roll with him more times than not. But maybe if like a tough righty comes in, you save Sheets for that. I don't know. I don't know. It will be very interesting to see how this team does, right out of the gate, if they're firing on all cylinders from day one, or if it kind of takes some
Yeah.
time for them to gel. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, how do you feel? Oh, look, Yastrzemski to the Royals. That's interesting.
Wow.
Dang,
What?
Royals were
Wait,
super
that's
active.
surprising to me.
Yeah,
I think I actually like low key. I like the Royals. I don't know something
yeah.
about them.
They're kind of
They
a
have a
they kind of seem like a savvy org. You know.
yeah. I actually like the roster,
Yeah,
and any guys that they bring up is just still it's like fascinating. Like I would trade with them.
yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of interesting pieces for sure.
yeah. But who did the Giants end up getting?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, they haven't said anything yet.
I don't see. Who cares? Who cares about the Giants? The Padres are going to the World Series this year. I'll see you guys at the parade. I'm so excited. Yeah, any
Gosh, we
closing?
are gonna screenshot and record this and
Hey,
get
at least
your
that means
ass for
people
it.
that means people were watching. So that's a win in my book.
This is what
Anything that
people have been
drives
wanting.
traffic.
It's funny. I think this is the reason why people are trying to drive me away from you.
Yes, I've been seeing that. I'm like, I see it. I'm like, oh, it's happening already. In which case you are free. You are free to go. You're no under no contractual obligation to remain with the Pentagon podcast. But
But it's funny
uh,
because it's not even any podcast or I don't know, shows that even want me. It's just people on our Twitter that just want me to separate from you. And I don't know what they want me to do, but they just, hey, just take trade.
you know
Take
what?
trade pimp. Trade pimp away.
Yeah, we're a team. All right, we're a package deal. If
Yeah.
if you want us, John and Jim, it's both of us, or whoever else is trying to take you away.
Like how they were trying to trade you to Baltimore for, I don't know.
Yes. Jeez Louise.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. But
all right.
in saying that also, like, how do you feel that Suarez is
Mm,
staying? I know it's like a super pen now, quote unquote.
yeah. Yeah, Suarez was the probably the one major league player who I was fine letting go, just because
Hmm.
our bullpen was already pretty good, and it feels like we could have picked up some reliever on waivers and turned him into something solid. They
Yeah.
always seem to find a way to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, of those now five horsemen, he's probably the one I trust the least. He can be really good. He's the
Yeah.
well, he's the MLB saves leader, so
Yeah.
he has upside, and he's a great closer. But I don't know, like I think he struggled in the postseason last year, right? Didn't that happen?
Yes. All like half of
Um,
last year.
or at least I mean, remember the game where we clinched, we got that triple play. He like loaded the
Yeah.
bases, obviously,
Yes.
with nobody out. That was like super scary.
Hmm. It's
And
funny you
so,
say that real quick because
yeah,
the two guys that we wanted gone is part of the reason why it didn't go so well that series. Because
yes, yeah,
these
yeah. I know a
wanted
lot
these
of
two
people
dudes.
wanted Cease gone, but I just people are saying like we have like Cease is so bad in the playoffs. We have not anymore, but we have Kolek and Berger and Vasquez. We could
Sad.
start a playoff game. Like, I don't care if Cease has like a 50 ERA in the playoffs. I'm not starting Randy Vasquez in a playoff game over him. Like, I'm still gonna go with the guy who has the good stuff, who has this track record of being successful. It's a principle thing. Even if it doesn't work out, I'm still like, that's just how I am.
No, I get that. My fear was the whole. I know Darvish had a good game, but I know his body. I don't know.
Yeah,
He even doesn't know. Like he will admit that he doesn't know his body's not great. And
yeah.
King, I know he has like a rehab assignment this weekend, but you know, it's a
How do you
shoulder, I
project?
think, or
Yeah,
nerve. Yeah.
who knows how he's going to be feeling? So we'll see. We got JP
And
Sears, we got Nestor Cortez, we got a little bit of backup.
the Nestor Cortez, I just don't know. I just feel like no,
He's kind of hard not to look at and just kind of like laugh at a little bit, like
yes,
this
I know, and
guy.
it's just like yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Nestor Cortez, but everybody else, how do you see the bullpen? How much? I don't know.
But yeah, I
Help.
think that is like the goal of the games is to get to the bullpen, score a couple runs, have the starter get through the first half of the game or so, get them out of there, and then let the bullpen do their thing. Bullpen that those five guys should be good for two games of a three-game series. And if that's the goal, is to just win series and then carry that into the playoffs. That's the blueprint. That's the map towards success. So that might be what we have to do. That's the goal of each game. Give it to the bullpen. You know.
Yeah. I
So
mean, well, what can we do now since we kind of shipped everybody in the system out of
that's
here?
that's all we can do. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. I really hope. I hope we make a deep run this year because it's going to be a long off season if somehow we fall
I
short.
know. Yes. It's not gonna be how everybody's happy right now. It's not gonna be like that. There's gonna be Perler this, Perler that.
Yeah, I
He
do
needs
wonder. I mean,
earmuffs.
he's got one more year on his contract after this, so I don't know if they would fire him and just lose out on that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess that's probably why he traded for mostly traded for players with control, like Miller, like the catcher.
Hmm.
Loriano has a team option, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure O'Hearn is just a rental. And
Yeah.
so a lot of these guys are going to be back next year, but after that,
Yeah.
we'll see.
That's what kind of scary too is like because O'Hearn is like a rental. It's like
Mhm.
was it 6 guys? six of our guys and
Oh
system
yeah,
are just for rental, and yeah, it's kind of like PTSD, but it's also like, okay, well, we're desperate right now. We do need them. I mean, they're not. It's not like they're bad. We get two guys
yeah.
off of it, but I don't know. I think there's a part of me that just feels like because Suarez was in trade talks for like a month or so, right?
Hmm.
And obviously, the guy with the most saves in the league and an All Star. I just feel like if we would have, I don't know, unless you can answer this for me. If we would have like thought about trading him early on, I feel like his value is already high then. But when you look at yesterday with like the Mets and like Cardinals, like they made a trade, and I feel like that haul was big just for someone that's not, I don't think Suarez's number level. I feel like
Yeah,
Suarez has much more value than that, right? So would you have traded him away just to get more value out of that? Like I don't, wouldn't he be
yeah.
worth more than anybody else? Kind
I
of.
would have been, I would have been down to trade Suarez for sure, but like we were just saying, like they just might have it in their mindset, like the Dodgers just won the World Series with having what, like two and a half starting pitchers,
Yeah,
and that's the bullpen game every other game or so,
yeah,
and that
yeah,
was the the strategy for their success. And maybe the Padres are just following in that suit. So I don't know. Yeah, so it's not like I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rank today like you go first. What would you rank today?
I would say a good 7.5.
Yeah, I'm like an 8
8,
because
yeah.
I think our lineup is pretty sweet, honestly, at this point. I think our bullpen is pretty sweet. Our starting staff is still kind of a question mark because we don't
Yeah.
know what King is going to look like. Darvish looks great yesterday. Hopefully that continues and wasn't just an outlier. And then Pavetta keeps doing his thing. Is Sears going to be impactful? Hopefully. Is Cortez going to be impactful? I don't know. So Vasquez, I'm surprised we didn't trade Vasquez for someone who has been doing really well this year, but
Yeah.
maybe has been getting a little bit lucky. He was someone who I thought if this was going to be the trade deadline, that we would have shipped off. But I guess not.
Yeah.
We must like him.
Yeah. I know.
So
But it just thinking about the rotation though, it hurts. Kolek
mhm.
and Burger, like that.
Yeah, they were. I
That's like
mean,
the only thing that's why I give it a 7.5 because ugh, like I don't know, like
for a
even
mid
to next
catcher.
year. Yeah. Like that's something that could save us later on or next year. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Any closing thoughts from this impromptu emergency trade deadline podcast? Any other feedback or insight? Did you happen to hop on that space that was going on Twitter last night?
No, I saw a bunch of you guys on it though. What was it about? What happened there?
Oh man, just the coolest group of 12-year-olds that you'll ever hang
What?
out with. They were just like,
Nuts.
man, I hope we trade for this guy. Oh no, I don't want that guy. That guy sucks. Oh, we should get this guy instead. I had someone DM me that we were getting this guy. Like, oh no, I don't want that guy. No, no. Imagine that for like 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And so it
We
was
couldn't even
great.
get into an hour.
I know, but that's because we were. This is an emergency. It's impromptu.
Yeah.
We didn't have any bits lined up. We just wanted to talk about this. And I thank you for being available because I
No, that's fine.
know you'd have probably more important things to do. But this was fun. This day was fun. I had fun. At times it was not fun. At times I was sad. Our good buddy Too Much Mortons, he was really going through it earlier today. He was so
I
sad.
know. I know. I was just like, dang, if I had any life problems, I cannot go to him because he would be the last person I go to because he wouldn't answer me.
He's
And
like,
then,
he's just gonna be like, yeah, it's over. Don't even.
yeah. But bright side, maybe, is he doesn't have to worry so much about the minor league system. He doesn't have to clip
That's
all
true
these
because it doesn't exist
emails.
anymore. They're all
Yes, it doesn't
gone.
exist. So he's stress free, I think. So
That's right.
good on him. But yeah, I'm just really excited for tomorrow's series against the
Yeah.
Cardinals again, right? And see how that lineup is put together, um, any roster changes, how we play out in every way.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully this is the playoff push we need because we're only three behind the Dodgers. So hey, the division is still there to be
It's right there.
taken
It is right there,
again.
right above us.
Again.
We can go
We
grab
have
it.
a silver platter of food handed to us, and if we're gonna reject it again, I'm gonna be pissed, man.
And the
But
Dodgers didn't make any huge moves. They were rumored to be on John Duran
yeah.
from the Twins, and then Kwan as well. And
Hmm.
they ended up getting Alex Call from the Nationals, who I think is okay. He's solid,
Yeah.
but no huge additions for them this year. I think they got a couple relievers,
And I got
so we'll
yeah.
see. It's exciting. I just hope Laureano and O'Hearn don't like totally fall flat on their face.
I know that
This is
we
very
have so many
possible.
instances. Yeah, we have so many like memories or bad memories of
Hmm.
guys slugging well and coming here, and obviously it hasn't worked out.
That
So,
trade deadline a couple years ago, 2022, when we got remember
oh no, Soto. Yes.
Soto and Drury.
Yeah,
Man, that
yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
hype. The grand slam in the first inning, it was like
Oh
we're
yes.
going all the way. Nobody's
It was
stopping
like
us. We're not losing the game.
I
And then we
know.
did, and then they did stop us. You got
And we
stopped
just
so
shit the
good.
bed. Yep. Hopefully
Oh, dude.
there's a repeat of
So
that.
can't be worse
That's
than
all I'm
that.
thinking.
I guess
Yeah.
technically it could, but let's hope not. So, all right. With that, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the special episode of the Pentacular Podcast. The MLB trade deadline is over. The Padres have improved their roster. Mason Miller, Ramon Mariano, Ryan O'Hearn, Fermented Guy, and Billy Butler, Billy Wagner.
I don't even think.
I can't wait to watch them help us win a championship. Very exciting
Yep.
times. Trang, do you want to say goodbye to our friends?
Yep. Thank you guys for listening to a positive podcast for once,
See
and go Padres.
you in a couple weeks. Bye.